Meanwhile, the manhunt for Dante Morris is not letting up this morning. It is entering its fourth day, and officers are continuing to follow leads.
Hello? Can I help you? What's going on?
I couldn't do anything for him.
First case, welcome back. Hold your breath, as today I'm telling you about Quenton Smith, who was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences without parole, along with 26.5 years imprisonment for killing 2 officers. Yes, he killed the 2 officers at the same time. Eric Joring and Anthony Morelli were police officers. They were killed on February 10, 2018, in Westerville, Ohio. Joring was 39 years old, and Morelli was 54. On February 8, 2018, Smith, who had been living with his mother in Cleveland since he separated from his wife Candace, returned to Westerville to visit his daughter. While visiting, he stayed at Candace's house. On February 10th, Smith borrowed Candace's car to go to Walmart. Inside, he found a book belonging to one of Candace's male co-workers. The co-worker had previously needed a ride from Candace to his father's house because his fiancée, who had cancer, had their car. However, Smith thought she was having a romantic relationship with this co-worker and got very angry. When Smith returned home, he physically hurt Candace by hitting her in the face and choking her until she passed out. Candace called 911 but hung up because she was afraid he would hear her. The 911 dispatchers called back, but all they could hear was Candace crying.
Hello? Can I help you? What's going on? I can't hear you.
Officers Joring, Morelli, and Officer Timothy Ray were sent to the Smiths' house. Officer Ray went to the back of the house, while Joring and Morelli went to the front. That 12:12, the officers told the people on the phone everything seemed calm before they knocked on the door. Before the police arrived, Smith talked to his wife, and he had a gun with him. When he saw the police, he asked his wife if she had called them. He opened the door, and Joring and Morelli said they came because of a fight at home. Candace moved the door so they could see her and told them about the gun. She thought the officers would arrest Smith. Instead, Smith grabbed the gun that was hidden on the couch. The officers told him not to, but he started shooting at them. After Smith started shooting, Candace ran outside. When the shooting stopped, Candace returned to the house to find her daughter, who was in the living room. She saw Officer Joring lying on the floor by the doorway and Officer Morelli struggling with Smith. More shots were fired, so she ran back outside and hid in the bushes. Smith shot Officer Joring at close range, killing him instantly. The examination showed that Officer Joring had 3 gunshot wounds. One went through his left arm and out his left shoulder. Another went through the inner part of his right wrist and out the outer part of his forearm. The shot that killed him went through the left side of his forehead, fractured his skull, and exited the back of his neck. Officer Morelli was shot in the left side of his chest, which his bulletproof vest didn't cover. The bullet passed through his left lung, the back covering of his heart, and into the right lung. After the shots were fired, Officer Ray went inside. There he found Joring, Morelli. He tried to help Joring, but quickly realized he was dead because he didn't have a pulse and had been shot in the forehead.
I couldn't do anything for him.
Then he went to Morelli and tried to help him. And that's not what he only did. He has a list of previous crimes as well. In August 2007 in Euclid, Ohio, Smith's mother reported to the police that Smith had stabbed her boyfriend. Further, in May 2009, Smith was found guilty of a burglary charge involving a firearm. Second case. Now let's move towards our next case, which is about an American murderer. Dante Morris, born on August 24, 1985, killed 5 people in Tampa between May and June 2010. He was initially given 3 death sentences in 2 cases. In one case, where he murdered Tampa police officers David Curtis and Jeffrey Kokab, the jury unanimously recommended death. So, in 2021, the Florida Supreme Court confirmed his death sentence for that case. In another case, where he murdered Derek Anderson, the jury's decision for death wasn't unanimous. Morris is also serving a life sentence for the murder of Rodney Jones. Dante Morris grew up in a problematic family. His dad was killed when he was just a toddler, and no one was caught for it. He moved around between different schools, and sometimes lived with his sick grandma. His mom had more kids from another relationship, so he had step-siblings. He also got involved with a street gang called the Bloods. On June 29, 2010, Morris shot and killed police officers Jeffrey Kokab and David Curtis while they were trying to arrest him in East Tampa. Morris was in his girlfriend's car when they were pulled over because the car didn't have license plates. Since there was a warrant out for Morris's arrest, Officer Curtis asked for help from his partner, Kokab. When they told Morris to put his hands behind his back, he shot both officers in the head with a gun and then ran away. His girlfriend, Courtney, was involved in a crime with him. She drove the car when a murder of officers happened on June 29th. She was also sentenced to a year in prison for running away from the crime scene and hiding a dangerous weapon. After a witness notified the police, a large group of officers began searching for Morris. The murders of the two officers had been captured on the dash cam of David Curtis's patrol car, which helped identify Dante Morris as the culprit. His girlfriend, who had fled the scene and hidden in an apartment, was also identified from the dash cam footage. It marked the deadliest day for the Tampa Police Department in over 12 years. In the days following the incident, the hunt for Morris became the most extensive search in Tampa's history.
Meanwhile, the manhunt for Dante Morris is not letting up this morning. It is entering its fourth day, and officers are continuing to follow leads this morning, but they admit they are growing frustrated every minute that he's still on the run.
Over 1,000 officers and personnel from 22 agencies participated in the search, including officials from the FBI, ATF, and SWAT teams. Approximately 300 homes were searched, and a media campaign was launched, distributing hundreds of wanted posters across Florida and 2 other states. After that, on July 2nd, Dante Morris was arrested by law enforcement at a law firm in South Tampa.
He's evil, show no remorse whatsoever for his actions. I just believe that everyone is better off having him removed from our community.
Third case. Still holding your breath? Good, because there is still one more case. I'm going to tell you about Mark Anthony Gonzalez, who was found guilty of the murder of the Bexar sheriffs named Van. Van was killed near Rigsby Road and Loop 410 on San Antonio's east side. He had worked for Bexar County Sheriff's Office for 24 years and served in the United States Marine Corps. Van was going to another shooting incident when a car came up next to his police car, and Gonzalez started shooting. Investigators found out that Gonzalez shot at Van's police car 46 times. Van got hit 26 times and died there. Some drivers saw Van's car with lots of bullet holes at the place where the horrific incident happened, and they called 911. Gonzalez was taken into custody on June 5, 2011, at his house in southeast Bexar County. The police also found an assault rifle there. Furthermore, during the investigation process, one of Gonzalez's friends told the police that Gonzalez confessed to him that he killed Van. Later on, tests showed that the bullets found in Van's body during his examination were shot from Gonzalez's assault rifle. Cell phone records also placed Gonzalez in the area where Van was murdered. Also, the investigators found out that Gonzalez had changed something in his gun on purpose to try to stop it from being connected to the shooting of Van. It clearly showed that he tampered with the evidence to cover up his horrific crime. After the long process of the trial, Gonzalez was sentenced to death by the 175th District Court judge. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates.